Hello guys, this is Mike from programming.org. In this tutorial, I'm going to talk to you guys about what a buffered reader is. Nowadays, I just use Scanner to read text from files, but what was most commonly used before that was a buffered reader, and that really isn't what's reading a file. A buffered reader surrounds an input stream reader, which is actually an object, or a file reader, and those are what the objects that read the text and all the characters on a file, and you wrap that into a buffered reader, and what that does is it's safer for your computer and more efficient to send all of the data into a buffer and then spit it out that way. And I'm going to show you how to create a buffered reader right now, but first I need to create a file that we can even read. So right here we're going to go click on the project that we're in. I'm just on Advanced 12 Buffered Reader. I'm going to say new file, and let's say example.txt. If you don't write .txt, you're going to have problems, so make sure you write .txt as the extension, and we should have it down here. And let's just write a few things. Hello, my name is Mike. This is the second line. Can't think of anything to type about blah blah blah. Alright, so let's save it. We got 4 lines of text right here, and we want to send that through a buffered reader. And a buffered reader takes in 2 parameters. So let's start off and give a name. Let's say buffered reader, and give it a variable name, br, and we're going to set that equal to null because we want to instantiate the new buffered reader inside the try catch. And we also want to say, we're going to declare a string. I'm going to say line, and that will be the current line that we will be reading from. So let's just import the buffered reader class, and now we can, I'm not going to write the try catch. I like when the computer does it for me, so I'm going to just say br equals the new buffered reader. And like I said, in its constructor, we can add in a file reader or an input stream reader. And I'm going to show you a shortcut, because normally what you would want to do, or not normally, but one thing you could do is just say fr for file reader and say equals new file reader, and we're going to throw in that file. What is it? Example.txt. So example.txt. Okay, so let's import all of that. So Control-Shift-O. Okay, and then we could just put in fr if we wanted to. And we would have to try and catch this whole thing. Let's see, try catch. And it's kind of a mess. We can do it that way if we wanted to, but I don't want to do it that way. The way I want to do it, to show you how to save lines of code and actually make this less confusing, is we're going to take this little segment right here and just create the new file reader inside of this constructor. There we go. So now it says br, which is the variable name for the buffered reader, equals the new buffered reader that takes in the parameter, a new file reader that reads this file. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to create a while loop and read from the file. And the way we do that is we want to say while line, we're going to set the line equal to the buffered reader dot read line, and we're going to say while that is not equal to null, we want to print out add. Okay, so that throws an IO exception and a file not found exception. Okay, So the IO exception in the hierarchy should overtake the other file not found exception, and now we can print out each line of text. So let's just do that. System.out.println. We'll say line because we set line equal to the BufferedReader.readLine method, so we can just throw in line if we really wanted to. Okay, and that should be it. I think this will work. So there we go. We printed out everything from that text file, and that's what the buffered reader is. And what an input stream reader would do is it's a good tool for allowing to pass into an input stream reader into its parameters, system.in for example, because it wants to take in some type of input stream. So that is the basic buffered reader. There's also a buffered writer that maybe I'll get to in the next tutorial, and if I don't, I'll get into the scanner and show you how the scanner does a much better job, or at least when it comes to counting lines of how much code you have to write and the simplicity of it, how much better a scanner is for reading files at this point. So thank you all for watching.